Now, Leanne is a letter carrier in New Westminster. She's been employed by Canada Post for 19 years. She's 39 years old. She was just re-elected as the Secretary-Treasurer of the Royal City Local for the third term. This means she works in the union office at least 10 days a month, doing the financials and many other office duties as specified in her local bylaws. She fully believes that the only reason that she is not severely injured from her duties as a letter carrier is the simple fact that she gets a break from the physical aspect of delivering mail when she works for the union. New Westminster, BC, part of my riding, is a quickly growing community. She mentions that she looks out the window on East Columbia Street and watches the high-rises go up at the old brewery site as she types this email. She says even though they are delivering to many more points of call in the city and all others in her local Canada Post have restructured their routes and cut the number of routes in every office for the last several years. In September 2009, the New West Depot was restructured. The end result was that 86 routes became 75, with the wave of management's magic wand. They lost 11 full-time employees, plus one relief carrier in their depot. Every route suddenly had hundreds more points of calls. This meant that they were spending hours more every day on the street. They were carrying more pounds of mail every day. They were working 10, 12, even 14 hours a day at work. They were delivering in the dark, in the snow, and on steep hills. So how does Canada Post react? They gave them ice cleats and headlamps. And though the winter season, approximately one-third, and through the winter season, approximately one-third of the letter carriers were injured on the job and either were completely off or unable to do their full duties. Canada Post responded by forcing those who happened to still be able-bodied to do compulsory overtime on other routes and after they'd finished their own. And Canada Post challenged every WCB and WorkSafe claim that was put in by the members. Many were denied. Many members stopped reporting the injuries. They simply gave up. Leanne reports that she has been left with plantar fasciitis and wakes up with foot pain every day. She says she can handle all of this, but what she can't tolerate is the fact that she did not see her 5-year-old son during the first week of their new routes. Now, she goes on to talk about her son and the impacts and the fact that she doesn't see her son, that her parents and her grandparents are involved in raising her son because she has to work overtime. She talks about being sick and getting hurt on the job. She talks about how Manulife, the third-party disability management provider, is involved in every case and questions every single claim that workers put in. But the point here, Mr. Speaker, is that the physical the health and the mental health affects families, it affects their jobs. And the biggest issue that she faces here is now having to be legislated back to work. Having that crammed down her throat is something that she feels appalled by. Mr. Speaker, these are moments that will define a generation. How will we look workers in the eye when we leave this chamber? This draconian legislation tears down decades of collective bargaining legislation that people in this country have worked so hard to put in place. We have an obligation to honor the agreements that we make with workers. We have an obligation to protect pensions. Mr. Speaker, it's the right thing to do, and along with the concerns around pensions, we must act to protect good wages for all workers. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.